things set up here, everybody. And then we're going to get rocking and rolling, all right? All right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're all doing well. I realized that I actually left my microphone on there, which I don't normally do, in fairness, so I apologize. Some of you got a sneak peek as to what I was talking about before I even went live. But anyway, welcome to the live stream. Pretty interesting day, I think is fair to say. Potentially ending the war in Iran. Who the hell would have thought that was going to happen this morning? Is this to be believed or not? Holy clickbait. It's really not clickbait. It is actually true. There is alleged rumors that right now the Iranians are open for a discussion, and apparently Trump is also as well. Now, we kind of touched on this last night, but let's dive into what exactly happened and what that could mean going forward. All right, so we'll discuss all of what we've got. Like I said, it is literally developing news. Many people are talking about it, but you only have to look at the markets though. Bitcoin's pumped over 1.5% in the last hour. You've got stocks just put on $1 trillion in the last few hours. So there is an argument to say that there is, let's call them discussions, all right? We don't know if it's true. Trump's not come out and said anything, but we'll dive into exactly what that looks like and how that could shape out. Remember, we touched on this yesterday. Trump is looking for an out, and if there is an opportunity, he may take it. The only caveat here is that allegedly the Iranians want particular expectations. So we don't know what that is at the minute, but unless I imagine they're pretty crazy expectations, I don't see this actually ending. So we need to be aware of what that looks like. But anyway, we'll get into it. As always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're brand new to the channel as well. We appreciate you being here. I don't really profess to keep talking jibber jabber for too long. Let's get into it. So I will just share the news really quickly. Iranian's president says decision to end the war must guarantee people's security and interest. Okay, we'll talk about what that means in just a minute. But here is BTC. Now, you could argue that today's been a pretty volatile day as well. It is still within the range that we talked about, so there's nothing really super crazy about this break at the moment, other than the fact that you've kind of got this triple bottom effect before the move to the upside coming in. So we'll discuss that from a technicals in just a minute. But like I said, the broader discussion is there potentially an end or let's call it a de-escalation? Well, apparently RPM, that guy, or the spokesperson, let's call it that maybe. Are you sure Trump's not negotiating with himself? I'm not sure, Bod. I'm not sure. And that could be the case. And this all could be. Remember, you've got to understand here, there's a number of things that are, again, playing out. One, you've got the Houthis getting involved with it's like al-Baghdad or something. I don't know. The other strait that they're trying to close down is one escalation. At the same time, Trump could still go boots on the ground. Easter weekend. So this could all be like de-escalation. It's fine. We're having great conversations. Yeah, we're definitely interested in talking about it. Boom, everything goes to shit at the weekend. So we'll dive into kind of I don't want to go too macro politics. I'm not about that. I want to keep it relatively crypto focused, but it is obviously important to think about because if true, then we could definitely see a rally in the market. I very nearly today gave up, right? I nearly gave up. I nearly actually bought some coins today, and I'll share with you guys a little bit later on as to what I was thinking about. Sorry, TikTok, I realized I didn't put you on the screen then. But I did actually nearly buy some crypto coins today. I didn't in the end, but very nearly. It was good on Casey. Thanks for the hat, man. Appreciate it. So yeah. Okay, so let's get into it then. So again, you can see today, this is kind of where we've sat for the 4-hour chart. So you're kind of looking at this little box here. So this is kind of yesterday's move, and then obviously they move today. So Tuesday, here it is, kind of Monday, 9 o'clock. Tuesday morning, we did actually get a really big pump to the upside, kind of wild. Again, hitting this line at the top. So if you look at this on the daily that we've been discussing, we said, look, if Trump doesn't go boots on the ground, you know, expect this kind of volatility was sort of my theory. Now, the one thing to know here that I think is worth, you know, thinking about as you try and understand what's happening is that the stock market, look at the state of the stock market, by the way, absolutely skyrocketed today. So much so that, like we said, over $1 trillion was added into this market, which is kind of crazy. In fact, it's about $1.8 trillion added to the US stock market. And this is literally since there has been the announcement that there could be a de-escalation and potentially even further talks of the end in Iran, right? Pretty wild if you think about it. $1.8 trillion. Look at some of them. This is on the back, by the way, of about 3 hours ago, the Iranians basically saying they're going to target some of the biggest companies in the US and go after them, particularly Nvidia, Apple, Google, Microsoft, Meta, all of those. Amazon, I think, was in there as well. And then all of a sudden, a few hours later, it's like, oh, we might have a general chit chat. And all of a sudden, the markets go crazy. Now, I'm not saying for a second that this is all a ruse, but it's certainly very, very, yeah, exactly, very interesting and could end up being just a load of nonsense, all right? But what we got here then is a price move. Now, I'm not going to get too excited until we probably break this range and start to then trend back to the upside. 21 is still below the 200, so however you look at it, it's still bearish. Yes, it's above the 50, which could give us short-term momentum to the upside, but again, if you're looking for this as a more, more strategic trade, in my personal opinion, then you've got to get the 21 above the 200. And right now, it is not there on the 4 hour. It is not there on the 1 hour. It is only when you start to get into the really lower time frames, the 15 minutes and the 30 minutes, that says, well, look, and I did post this in the premium Discord, as well as our resident chart analysis superstar posting in there his view of what's going on. If you want to get access to that, by the way, check out the link in the description. It is dead easy. It's $12 a month and you get absolute access to trade alerts, our bots and everything else. All right. Totally worth it. Link in the description. Can we look at economic uncertainty chart? The uncertainty chart's wild. Yes, we can. Let me bring that up. I can't remember if it's been changed, but yeah, we'll bring it up. So again, on here in the 50-minute, what is the macro telling us? The macro is telling us here that this is a bullish move. Now, what you're probably going to get, in my opinion, given the fact now markets are closed, ETFs are closed, and institutions are now kind of closed, is you're probably going to get a rally up. This becomes the big test here. Does it break 68,200 or not? Right now, the 21, which is the green line, is above the 200. That's generally a short-term bullish momentum. But what do we see here? A downtrend in volume. So you get the spike here, which actually rocketed BTC up. We went from kind of 67.4, relatively flat, to this upper range. But what do you notice here? Rejected above that range tells us that the buyers did not continue to move this. Probably tells us it is exactly what you think it is, which is a FOMO-driven buy. Okay? Important to think about, just in my opinion. So this is certainly a indicator. If you wanted to look for a bit more of a short-term idea, then you could argue and say, well, look, this probably feels a little bit more like a trend. So 21 above the 200, giving us momentum to the upside. Lose this trend, probably starts to come down. So short-term, right now, you could argue that this could even be a potential long setup if you're looking for it. Probably try and buy the bottom. And then you'd be looking for just above the top wick line here. And then I would be probably the stop loss, potentially hit the 200, or you could even take it to the 21 as well. So would be a really tight trade here if you were thinking of getting it. But look, that's what you're looking for. If it breaks the slope and trend line, then, you would get out. But again, your TP1 for me would be breaking above that. We know that we got rejected here. You probably take it a little bit higher, actually, which gives you around a 1.69 risk to reward ratio, which isn't horrendous, actually. It's probably not too bad. So yeah, good. What's the difference between a crypto trader and a weatherman? The weatherman has better odds of being right. Hey! Get it, stream elements. What's good? What's good? Yeah, that was quite a list from the Iranians. Enough to put the... well, yeah, I mean, I haven't actually seen the list yet. I saw the old one, which is kind of crazy. But anyway. Selmo, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you, as always. Chipper's in the house. What's going on? 37, my man. Good to see you, buddy. RPM, as always. Absolute G. Absolute G. We appreciate you guys. I want to be a tree. Great news, RPM. Look, you be whatever you want to be. Don't let anyone ever tell you can't be. That's what I would say. All right. So this is kind of where we get BTC. Like I said, again, it doesn't really mean much until we get broader movements. Now, obviously, the short time frame starts to print to the upper time frame. So we're going to need some more momentum here on the 30-minute. Turns the hourly chart green. Gives us a bit more of a stronger move. Personally, and it is just my personal view, I would probably be looking to potentially short this. Why? Because I don't believe that this is as clear-cut as maybe people are making out. And people are desperate for this market to move a little bit, in my personal opinion. Like I said, we're at 67,800. Macro trend is still negative. It is worth just thinking about how this may or may not play out. Where you get to in some of the other altcoins out there, ETH trending just above the The channel that we've been talking about, Ether, look at that, 21-day rejection coming down, still below the 200. So again, daily, still very much a bearish sentiment. Casey, you absolute legend. Thank you so much. Don't forget to share the stream out. What are you looking at buying, JJ? Well, Sui's on my shopping list. I actually looked at Jupe as well. I was thinking, man, do I DCA a little bit on Jupe? Which could be good. I think XRP's at a decent price at 134, and then maybe something else, something a bit out there. I feel like maybe going into maybe some Tower, I don't know, maybe some like big narrative hype coin that everyone's talking about, if we can get that at a discounted price. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at personally. So I mean, look, even Solana at 82 bucks. The only problem I have at the minute, and the reason I didn't buy today, is it absolutely destroys my thesis. And I feel like I'm walking into that moment where Ondo could be, yeah, I got wrecked on an Ondo trade earlier on, which is kind of frustrating. But anyway, you could argue that I feel like if I buy right now, the market's going to dip. And I know that sounds like a complete fallacy, but it is like literally in that moment where if I decide to buy, I think the market tanks and I'll be mad at myself because I've stayed disciplined now for literally about 8 weeks and haven't, well, maybe even longer actually, probably 3 months, haven't bought anything, just taken the option to try and make my crypto work. So that would be with, you know, some of the projects I've been working with recently. You all know as a miner, we've been talking about that. We've obviously been looking at Aerodrome staking. I've been looking at Fortis X and staking a little bit over there as well. I'm obviously staking a lot of my Solana, USDT, etc., etc., etc. So I'm just making my coins work right now. That's kind of what I'm looking for, rather than just buy into things. But I'll sell so it can pump. No, that's the problem. If I buy it, it'll dump. Oh, you and me both. Broadax thumbnail, thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Curtis says, RPM, you wouldn't make the cut. What's that for to be a tree? I mean, yay. Love that. Okay. Solana, like I said, 82. We've got that. Algorand having a nice little move today. Again, look at Algorand breaking above the 21. Look for it above the 50. Might give you a bit more momentum. Target price range here around 10 cents. Could be a nice little move. Maybe a bit of a wick high, like 10, 12 could be good news here. And then you've got Monad. I know many of you guys have been holding Monad. Breakout here from that long-standing downward trend line and actually held it pretty well. So, you know, Monad might, you know, print a little bit further to the upside, which would be kind of nice. And then look, anything else that's worth talking about? Not really. I mean, maybe Zcash, if you care about Zcash, you know, arguably is making a bit of a move right now. Not a massive move, but is making some sort of move. So Zcash may continue to the upside, maybe print out a little bit here, break the 200, 21 comes up, retest it. Maybe. Memes are rocking and rolling. Now, what's interesting here, and I did think it was worth touching on. So remember, gold is seen as a risk on asset. Gold's pumping today. And actually, gold has been kind of driving it hard over the course of the last couple of hours on the back of a lot of this news and this de-escalation potentially. But that doesn't make sense. Gold shouldn't be the one that when de-escalation's happening, that people are FOMOing into gold. Gold is the risk off, okay? So if that tells me that people don't necessarily believe what is being talked about. Again, it's just my opinion, but it doesn't feel like that's true to be the case. Silver back above 75, which is interesting as well. And then look, the one to watch, as always, Brent crude. What is that going to do? Bear in mind, if the view is that, well, it's all over, the Straits of Hormuz is open, it's all going to be fine, then you would expect Brent crude to completely collapse. There is a bigger problem with Brent crude, and this could play out longer than we maybe anticipate. And actually, I think there is a real concern on when you start to get CPI data and when you start to get some sort of economic factors coming through, because I think you're going to see some pretty interesting data. Trump is live now, bro. Is he? Oh, what's he talking about, though? I'll bring it up if he's talking about it. Just for FYI, Economic Policy Uncertainty Index rising back up again. Where is he live? I don't see him live on... He's not live on X. So is it live on YouTube or something, maybe? Or like CNN or something, or Fox News, sorry. He's not under any of the official accounts, so I don't know where I don't know what he's talking about. You sure he's live now? Doesn't look like he's live now. Maybe he is. Maybe he is. You're getting the reins loosened and freedom saw the news here in Dallas. I don't know what that means, but... Bro, can you please check if Trump is live now? I'm too checking as he has a speech now. BTC is a bit pumping. I can't see anything that he's... I can't see anything to say that he's live right now. There's like... US Trump praises strong talks with Iran. Oh, I mean, there's something here. I don't know if this is actually... Is this Trump live? Is that him live?
I didn't see one illegal alien. Not a single one. I've done this since 1984. I worked for 6 different presidents. No one's done more than President Trump. What he has done is gave us the most secure border in the history of this nation. Hard stop. I went to hundreds of miles of border and didn't see one illegal alien. Incredible. Considering the Biden administration, we had 10, 12,000 a day, most released in the United States. I'm proud to be with these patriots behind me. I'm already proud to be in the Oval Office of the President, but being with these heroes, I met some of these soldiers down on the border. And actually, a shout out to Fort Drum, New York. We got some 10th Mountain Division here. So
it's actually live or not, is it?
Claudia Tennant, we all love Fort Drum and the 10th Mountain. So look, this is a game changer. I want to make something perfectly clear. Could we get attacked all the time?
The problem is my speakers have gone weird, so I can't actually get it to come out.
The Biden administration is much more humane. It's a bunch of crap. Because there's been studies done that 31% of women that make that journey through the cartels get sexually assaulted. They get raped. And not just the women, children too. I've done numerous investigations in that. Sex trafficking was historic highs with that open border. Fentanyl, historic highs that killed 250,000 Americans. No inspector terrorists that came across the border. Record, historic. What happened under the Biden administration was the most inhumane thing I've seen in my life.
Check out the Right Side Broadcasting Network, all shows live stream. Yeah, I have that. I think I've subscribed to it, but
6% less people are coming. How many women aren't being raped? How many children?
I don't think he's talking about
journey.
anything to do with Iran, though. I mean, fairness, they're all there, but I don't know if we missed it.
Every day. How many known suspected terrorists aren't just walking across that border? President Trump and this administration is saving thousands of lives every month. Hard stop. That's just a stone cold fact. I'm just proud to be a part of this. I work with Steve Miller every day. Steve Miller is one of the most brilliant people I've met in my entire life. President Trump brought together one hell of a team here, and the success proves. We all working together, one team, one fight. We're not done yet. We're going to keep going, and I guarantee you we can continue saving thousands and thousands of lives. Secure border means strong national security. Secure border saves lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Okay, let's do the medals, and I'll be signing this. Maybe you'll do the medals first, and then I'll sign it, okay? Please.
Doesn't feel like it's anything to do with Iran, though. Not gonna lie. TikTok, I know you can't hear it, which is kind of where it is. Oh, I just got a TikTok thing. Sorry, TikTok, you can't. I forgot you can't watch this. Ah! Sorry, TikTok. I mean, we can watch this, but I don't know if it's necessarily going to give us what we want. Ah, TikTok, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just got scratching up feeling that. This is true. It's true. Yeah, I don't know what he's meant to be signing. Just more show button. Yeah, it feels like it.
Great job, fellas.
Well, it's got a Christmas tree here, look. No, this is bollocks. Come on, it's got a Christmas tree in the corner. Why did you guys not see that? Why did you guys not see the Christmas tree? Come on. Right, I am really warm in a minute. You need to bear with me 1 second. I need to just, I need to de-jumper, all right? So just bear with me 1 second, all right? TikTok, you need to face that way a second. As if there was a Christmas tree there. Come on, bros. What is that? Right, okay. That is literally the same thing, right? Yeah, it's the same thing. Is that it? Trump declares emergency from the White House, drops nuclear bombshell. I mean, what's it called? Right side media. Yeah, is this it? Right side media? No. What's it called? They're giving out medals to, yeah, it's not that though. What's it called? Right side broadcasting. Okay. Right side broadcast. Is that them? All right. Okay. Signing executive orders. Right. Okay. He's not live yet. Right. Fine. Okay. Jesus Christ. That took way longer than it needed to. Way longer than it needed to. Fine. We just watched a little bit of Trump from Christmas. All right. Jesus. Let's get back on track. Let us get back on track. Okay, I will keep it up here so we can keep an eye on what's going on, but it doesn't look like anything at this moment in time, okay? So if you've been watching it, we will keep close to it, and we will obviously keep you posted as well. And TikTok, I'm sorry, all right? I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I totally forgot that you were even looking at the screen. Right. Okay, let's bring it back to where we were talking about because it's all gone a bit mental. We need to bring it back. So we talked about BTC, $68,000. So BTC is trying to rally right now, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, this trade would have been pretty interesting. Look at that. Still not quite there at the top end of that target, but it is moving. So let's stick to it. See what BTC does. To be the Grinch, yeah, no, I'm sorry about that. Nothing BBC, Sky, CNN. Yeah, well, look, we've got something up in here. I'm assuming that's live, but anyway, we'll see. We'll see. If I find that they are literally just doing the same thing, we're out of here. We're out of here. Right. So, BTC at $68,000. This obviously is all to do with Iran. Let's break down what's going on. Let's get into what is happening so we kind of understand it. And then we can kind of decipher at the end of this whether it actually is worthwhile thinking about or whether it's just total nonsense, okay? Total nonsense, okay. And we'll keep an eye on what's going on with the BTC price. So like we said, $1.8 trillion added into the global stock market. But there is lots of discussions right now saying that, look, this announcement was made yesterday. This is coming from No Limits here, saying that, look, basically the 30th of the 3rd, there was a potential stop to this. Now, that doesn't mean that we didn't see further strikes today, but like we talked about yesterday, Trump is definitely looking for an out. This is costing way too much money. It's got way worse. Here's the problem, though, is that he will almost leave if he pulls out of Iran right now and leaves it straight as it is, he has basically cost the global shipping market untold amounts, and he's going to be bad news. That's why he put a tweet out earlier, by the way, saying that, like, well, it's up to the Europeans if they want to go and get their jet fuel, then tough. They need to go and get it. But, you know, this is kind of where it is. The news circulating about Iran was from yesterday, but like we said, lots of developments going across here and certainly lots of discussion as it comes in. Mike, check the list I sent you on X against the stock market. What did you send on there? Let me have a look. Oops, I just tapped the wrong thing. So, yeah, so this is going to be really interesting as we walk through. What's interesting, though, is even if this is true, there is a real concern here about global economics. I mean, I haven't seen this. I don't know if you guys have. But yeah, there is a view right now that, you know, it's like, oh, you need to drive less, work from home, like all this kind of crazy stuff coming out. Why? Because people are running out of fuel, which may just be another reason why Trump's decided to say, look, let's talk. We know the game. We've seen the game as well. Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, the whole stock market's up, Craig. The whole stock market's up. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So, yeah, Iran's IRGC threatened 18 US companies. JP Morgan's an interesting one, isn't it? Microsoft, Intel, Nvidia, Dell, IBM, Palantir, Oracle, Tesla, Meta, and Boeing. The problem you got is the stock market's rallying on the fact they think the war is going to de-escalate. Why? Because energy costs are going to come down. That's it. What's interesting, though, is the fact that Brent crude is still pricing in an increase. So you've got crude futures here, look at 3.8 negative, still pricing at over $104 a barrel. Strait of Hormuz on Sol is going to the moon. Cryptopia Network, what's going on? Welcome in. We're going to talk about that very, very soon, actually. But yeah, this is kind of going to get pretty interesting as we sort of walk through here as well. So definitely an important one to think about. Okay, when we get into this. Now, what else we got going on? Well, we actually do see the market selling off again, which is interesting. So this market pump might not just be all about the fact that we are seeing this whole Iran situation develop, right? And that's the true fact here. Because what you've got is price going up, open interest going down. Again, that means spot demand is relatively weak, and that could therefore mean that this rally is short-lived. And I do want you to understand that because, you know, the fact that it's moving based purely on speculative announcements coming out of X is kind of wild, if you ask me. So we definitely need to be aware of that fact. And it doesn't necessarily mean we're going to print loads of good news, but actually, from an open interest Bitcoin futures perspective, we are actually seeing this selling off. Soon, the open interest will essentially have been fully reset, and that begins the next downtrend. So this line that we've got right now here, the aggregated open interest on coins, as this comes back down, once we reach the bottom here, and likewise, and that's the current price, then that signals that we've probably exhausted the buyers and that we could then foresee the push down in the market. All right. So do be mindful of how this plays out, because I think you've got to be in the world of understanding kind of what can happen. All right. Because like I said, it is easy to get drawn into the hype and get drawn into the sort of whole excitement of what's going on and then make some bad decisions. And like I said, I did very much nearly do that earlier on. I said to you guys, I nearly bought some coins. Probably would have been a good idea given the fact we've sort of seen this move now, but I didn't in the end. All right. So yeah, worth just being on point with it, in my personal opinion. Okay. In my personal opinion. Yeah. Did you even notice that Tesla was on the list? Can you imagine what Musk would be thinking? I mean, that would be wild, isn't it? That would be wild as well. So, but yeah, think about where this gets to. All right. Now, just because we have seen this move in the market, and I still feel like I want to short this market. But again, I'm just like, do you know what? There's no rush. We've got plenty of time. I don't need to go out and trade every single opportunity. Let's just wait and see what happens. Analyze the markets. And in times of real volatility, is it really worth it? That's kind of what we've got to, you know, think about. But at the same time, it is all going to be driven by what Iran says and if this all plays out to be true. So these are some really key important indicators to tell us what the price of action is doing. And what's interesting here is Bitcoin is certainly being driven on a lot of fear-mongering sentiment, however you want to look at. I was just curious if we could find the actual demands that have been put out, which I can't see anything just at the minute. So let's see what Bitcoin bull theory says. So two signals came today, one from Trump and one from Iran. Markets just added $2 trillion reacting to the news. S&P is up 2.7, NASDAQ 3.5 down. Trump told the New York Post, my mission was to prevent Iran from possessing a nuclear weapon. I succeeded. Iran's president said any decision to end the war will be made within the framework of Iran's dignity, security, and national interest. Both statements signals that the war might be ending soon. So yeah, the fact is though, the Iranians will want... they will want to develop their nuclear weapons. So that means that basically Trump spent $30 billion and didn't achieve anything. BTC says, love your content. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. All in BTC, ETH, Ondo, and Stacks. Man, Stacks I haven't looked at for ages. I haven't looked at Stacks for ages. So, yeah, shout out to you. Welcome, as always. I'm loaded up this year. Accumulation time. I mean, you still got time, definitely. Haven't seen the cost to invest in Bitcoin. Wants to talk. I keep reading the Stream Elements thing. Don't read the Stream Elements thing. It's pretty crazy that Iran has most of the world by the nuts right now in such a weird way because nobody is doubting that they have been... Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, exactly. But what's interesting is, like, all the stuff that's going on. They released a video earlier. I just think they're really good propagandists. Really, really good. They released a video saying, hey, look at all these fucking jets we've got. They're all under the ground. They're all F4 Phantoms from like the 1980s. It's like, really? Ripple says, how long do you think H-bar will go? I mean, H-bar, or how low? I mean, H-bar has been rallying a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, at the minute, got a video coming out, actually, going to talk about H-bar XRP and something else. I can't think what it is. H-bar, XRP, and one other. I've recorded it, yeah. I'm going to record it tonight. Zach Hudson, hope all is well. BNB, my buyer, bought a house. Ah, bro, maybe they went and bought all loads of Bitcoin, still market pumping. Maybe. So, yeah, that's a pretty interesting rally. Is both statements, I guess both statements could be true. The debate is whether they actually are true as well. That's kind of what we've got to look at. Okay, so, interestingly, a lot of people believe Michael Saylor stopped buying Bitcoin. They bought over 1,620 BTC today as well. Could be another reason why the markets took a little bit of a move after hours, end of day trading, whatever you want to talk about. But yeah, Michael Saylor's strategy, this is through the STRC. We've talked about this before. This is like that leverage company that they've got, that they're raising loads of capital. But yeah, they bought over 1,607 BTC today. Pretty crazy. So, I mean, look, that's going to kind of play out pretty interesting as well. Now, what is also worth noting here, by the way, the Federal Reserve, obviously Jerome Powell spoke about this yesterday, could be another reason why Trump's making a dent, is that we saw a massive amount of movement on the repo debt. Remember, we've been talking about this. $15.7 billion was used in the overnight repo debt from the Federal Reserve. That tells us that there is liquidity stress within the banking sector, which means they won't lend, which means the whole economic footprint of Donald Trump falls to pieces, which is not really what he's looking for, and certainly doesn't set up in any sort of way the midterm solution, because like I said, if he's not in that place where he's going to be, making things happen, then, that could be pretty interesting as well. 752 million on the daily, specifically here with the repo debt as well, showing signs of short-term cash demand and that a sign of financial conditions may be tightening. So again, Federal Reserve is saying we're not going to cut rates. Remember, Trump needs them cutting. And what does he do when he gets, Kevin Warsh in there and Warsh doesn't cut? Because remember, the whole Trump Powell thing is that, look, Powell should be cutting rates. He isn't. So Kevin Warsh gets in. He doesn't cut rates. You almost then get in this world of another undermining of Trump. And this might be just one of those weird, like, self-fulfilling, I am this, I am that kind of idea, which is, again, pretty insane if you think about it. So worth thinking about if you to ask me. But like we said, right now, BTC is moving up, very much on the slope, but it is moving up as well. Any reason why Algo is pumping today? No, I mean, it's going crazy. I don't know why. Yeah, 12.5% right now on Algorand. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Right, one other thing as well, for the observant of you guys, you will have seen that there is a channel sponsor for this evening's live stream. So shout out to, in fact, let me just sort this out a little bit and do this and do, is this going to open up a different, okay, 1 second. Oh, that's annoying. Sorry. Oh, there we go. All right, cool. I got it. Shout out to none other than the Strait of Hormuz. The world's most important 21-mile choke point is now a meme coin. All right, Hormuz on Solana. I've just lost my slipper, though, which is kind of annoying. I don't know where it is. There. The meme coin born in the Strait of Hormuz, turning geopolitical tension into green candles. There's a link and the contract address in the description. If you're looking for a meme coin and you've got a little bit of capital to go mess around with, then this might be the one for you. Definitely worthwhile checking out. By the way, we will take a look at the charts in a minute, but this is a great narrative, well-timed, and actually it's ages since any sort of good meme coin has come on that people want to get behind. So Hormuz, the entire global economy and the setup for oil spiking and delivery with a billion Hormuz tokens. This is obviously a 0 non-modifiable meme coin that is immutable and renounced by design. Shout out to the team for that. And if you are interested in terms of what that looks like right now, let me bring the chart, baby, because the chart is looking bullish. So you can see here, nice little run up. We got the correction to the downside back here, and then now starting to rally back up as well. So could be the perfect opportunity with $60,000 in volume and up 54% in the last 24 hours. Given the fact we just had this news, then, this could be one of those coins that could be worthwhile taking a look at. So if you're interested, head down to the description. You'll see today's sponsor. It does say Straits of Hormuz. Check them out. Like I said, it's looking at a $439,000 meme. Oh my God, $1,000 market cap, giving it a lot of opportunity to move. And like we said, it is on Solana as well. So if you are interested, check out the link in the description. More content coming soon. But yeah, under 500K market cap and looking pretty bullish indeed. Could continue up. So shout out to them for sponsoring tonight's live stream. We appreciate it. Mate, if you get a chance to fly in a Stearman, do it. Oh, nice. Spitfire, you guys are talking about airplanes. Right, okay. Let's just take a totally different narrative that I didn't expect to be talking about tonight. So, yeah. Good. All right. Shout out to Strait Hormuz. Again, more on that in another live stream. So, yeah, shout out to those guys. Okay. So, we've kind of talked about everything that's going on here. We've talked about all of this kind of nonsense coming in. Again, loads more in terms of what's going on in Lebanon and loads more of the war. What does it mean for the price of BTC? And this is probably the main part right now. Federal Reserve tightening, all of that good stuff. Some big news for XRP. Look out for the videos coming later on. That's pretty bullish as well. And for many of you who did vote, by the way, I actually put a video. I didn't put a video out. I'm lying. I put a vote out on the community tab on the channel. And loads of you, I basically said, like, what are people interested in? What would you rather see? Like altcoins, Bitcoin, XRP. Overwhelmingly, people were like, bro, I want to see some XRP content. So look out for that. Coming soon. Well, I say coming soon. Coming tomorrow, which are going to be pretty exciting as well. I told my coins, oh my God, Stream Elements, I need to stop reading what you're saying. Oh, is that what I was looking at? There you go. I love the project. Cryptopia Network. Yeah, look, Hey, you can't argue with that move that's happening on the chart right now. And like I said, if the Strait of Hormuz is going to be back open, de-escalation, look, it's a narrative that's absolutely on point and could be a very, very good play. So check it out. Link in the description, like we said. Strait of Hormuz on Solana. Worthwhile taking a look at. Right. Okay. No idea why Algorand is pumping, though. No idea. No idea. Cool. Cool. Right. Don't forget, if you haven't already hit the like button, do so, please. I would massively appreciate it. And like I said, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I also think that's a good idea as well. If you are here on none other than TikTok, then, yeah, hit that follow button as well. I'm going to turn this up a little bit. Let's get a little bit more of a vibe. Get a little bit more of a vibe behind us. Maybe we should go a slightly different color, actually. Ooh, blue. I don't know where I'm going with this tonight's live stream. It's all gone a bit weird. There we go. Okay, so this is going to be the important bit when we look at what is happening. This trend line is going to be the important bit. If we were to break this, then, you know, you could definitely start to see this push down a little bit more. But right now, needs to break the 786, just under $68,000. So, yeah, Bitcoin is holding up reasonably well. Damien's in the house. What's going on, Damien? More vids on home improvement and car maintenance. Got you, mate. Yeah, I'm all over that. I'm literally all over it. Can you imagine? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a defibrillator. Not defibrillator. What am I thinking about? I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway. Bullish news, if you ask me. Bullish news. Okay. So we can close that. We want to just keep an eye on what's going on and if there is any breaking news, by the way. So I'm going to move that here. Now, I have got my phone set up, so it is kind of flicking in and out of anything that's coming down. I haven't seen anything right now to give us a view on any kind of news coming out. I'm looking if Trump is live and I can't see it. There's a lot of people that are actually live. Now, what's interesting is everyone seems to be calling the bull market is back. Do we believe the bull market is back? That's the question right now. And this is the risk. This is the risk. Let's go back in history. I think this will be an interesting topic. Let's go back to structurally when we've seen this kind of move before, because everyone, and literally I'm looking at a space right now and the exact terminology says market talk, bull market is back. That's literally what it says. We've moved 1.7%. We're still within this range. We haven't broke above it. I am absolutely not in any... Where does that line go? What is that line there? I am absolutely not in anywhere where I think this bull market is back. Not at all. I guess the question would be, what do I need to... Why is that done that? What do I need to see for me to be more bullish? You know, it's kind of what we said. Now, again, we're looking for this trade between this range. This was the boots on the ground range. And look, I still could be in this world where we see it this Easter weekend, which would be pretty insane if you ask me. But yeah, Crypto Dragon NFT, what do you know? I don't know much. I don't know much, to be honest. Should I know more? Maybe I should know more. What kind of money do vampires... Oh my God, stop reading the stream elements statements. Hidden Bull says it's going to take liquidity just below the local low, like 99% certain. Well, we can take a look at the liquidity ratio map as well. But yeah, I mean, if people start talking about bull market cycles, then yeah, it's not going to be great. Paul's in the house. What's going on, Paul? Good to see him, man. The bottom is bound to blow. Yeah, I mean, look at that. So you're telling me that Bitcoin's moved 1.7%, that people are now calling that the bull market's back, and we only liquidated $190 million in shorts. And that does not make any sense, if you ask me. Which probably tells us that exactly what we know, that we've got more. Now, let's take a look here on the 7-day, just where leverage is sat. And what you can tell here is that, yes, markets are a little bit confused right now. Look at that. So you have high leverage to the downside, telling us that people are longing the market probably a little bit more than meets the eye, with less leverage potentially taking a short here. So people are definitely, I guess, probably trying to balance this a little bit. If we take a look at the heat map, and I don't know if there's a better place to get this, by the way, you know, to get like a bit more of a better idea. I know bookmaps do, but it's kind of annoying book maps, in my opinion. But I mean, you could argue here, look, I mean, this is an interesting setup, and I'm not saying this is the exact, you know, reason, but we've swept up, cleared the liquidity to the upside with a significant proportion of liquidity to the downside. So, you know, you start talking about $500 million, $500 million down here. I mean, if you went by liquidity ratios, you would argue and say, look, we could sweep the highs before coming to the lows. Exactly what happened back here on the 31st of March. All right. So these are some of the key things we need to check. And obviously we didn't really get, hold on a minute. Yeah, so this is earlier on today. So exactly that pattern, look, swept up, took out the highs, and then we came right back down. Did exactly the same, took out the highs, and then we could see this kind of capitulation right down again. So, yeah. Jay Burns is in the building. What's going on? Jim Kramer said we're in a bear market. Just saying, oh my God, that means we're absolutely going to the moon. Chris, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you, man. Welcome in. Been very busy. Artificial intelligence projects. Oh, nice. You've been live long? No, not really. And we thought we saw watching some Trump stuff and then realized he had a Christmas tree in the background. Oh, dear me. I've been live about 41 minutes. So, yeah. So this is going to be interesting here. And like I said, we can see this on here. I don't know if we can attach liquidity here on Chart Prime. That would be kind of cool if we can. Maybe I'll have a look at it. Maybe we can sort of see if we can build a bit of liquidity view or liquidity profiles on there. But yeah. I don't know if you can kind of pull it from certain exchanges or all the rest of it, but you know, maybe we can. Maybe we can. Oh, thanks, mate. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. So, like I said, the big test is now what's going to happen with BTC. Let's go to the 30-minute again. And it is still pumping, so we're still definitely up. There is definitely this kind of idea and concept that we are going to see a, you know, what would you call it? Do you think it's real 2-bit? No. No, I've got to be honest. I don't think it's real. Because here's the problem, right? Which I think people are either naively just forgetting about. Trump has pummeled Iran now for 4 weeks. Pummeled Iran. Completely wiped out their navy. Wiped out an element of their air force. Like literally spent $30 billion on absolutely pummeling Iran. Do you think Iran's just going to roll over and be like, all right, yeah, fine. We'll accept all these, you know, you could argue that Iran has the upper hand right now. Trump's spending $30 billion in the first 4 weeks. He's asked for another $200 billion from Congress to continue this. He's basically now saying, look, we don't care about the Strait of Hormuz. Like, let the Europeans sort it out. So Iran has the upper hand here, which is a massive problem. And that's why I think he's kind of said, well, look, we'll walk away from we'll walk away from the Strait. We don't need it. You know, we've got Venezuela. He even says, I think, in a tweet that the UK should buy oil from the US. What does that tell you? So I'm struggling, if I'm dead honest. So he put this tweet out, if you saw it. All those countries that can't get jet fuel. By the way, I believe that the UK's last cargo ship of jet fuel runs out Sunday, which could be king crazy if you think about it. Like the United Kingdom, which refused to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, I have a suggestion for you. Number one, buy from the US. We have plenty. And number two, build up some delayed courage to go to the Strait and just take it. You'll have to start learning to fight for yourself. The USA won't be there to help you anymore. Just like you weren't there for us, Iran has been essentially decimated and hard part is done. And a lot of this is, I just think, it just doesn't feel like it's actually legit. I'm just going to be dead honest. That's my personal opinion. Bro, please stay long. In fact, my request would be let's daily do the early stream like today and for longer duration. Please see if it suits your schedule. Just saying. I mean, I'm live for an hour and a half. Don't forget, it's nearly 10. So I stream till about 10:30 p.m. Yeah, I mean, that's an hour and a half. We just need to get the channel to like 1 million subscribers and then I'll stream 3 times a day. I'll stream 3 times a day. Yeah, Zach says it's a trap. Yeah, I think so too. I think so. That's what I mean. I'm really tempted to short this market. I am really, really tempted to short this market. If I was going to short the market, do you know where I'd short the market? Do you know where I'd want to go and get that 50% rebate deposit? Well, I'd go right to here, which is the one and only WEEX.com, where you can get loads of bullish news, welcome bonuses, and much, much more. And I'm sure Chris is going to hook us something up as well. Shout out to Chris for being here. But yeah, if I was going to short this market, this is where I'd do it. WEEX, deep liquidity, instant trades. It's never let me down yet. Honestly, stop losses hit perfectly. You set limit orders. It's going to nail that trade for you as well. So definitely check it out, by the way. Definitely check it out. WEEX.com. Link in the description. Like I said, you get an absolute bonus for using my link as well. I get a little bit of a tickle. So if you want to trade your favorite cryptocurrencies, go and check it out. Do you think Hormuz on Sol can go parabolic? We just looked at it, Duck Run, and yeah, I mean, the chart looks great right now. Under 500k, 80k in volume, lots of green candles coming in. Definitely feels like it could have a really, really good solid move. So yeah, and I think what better timing than right now? especially with what's going on. So yeah, link is also for that in the description, by the way. Again, if you want to check out that coin that we talked about, go and take a look. Strait of Hormuz, definitely worthwhile. All right, good. Bro, despite this tweet, the Trump just look how still they are manipulating. Oh yeah, 100%. Like I said, the best thing is to not trade, in my opinion. In my opinion, is WEEX KYC. KYC is optional with WEEX. All right. And if you are interested, by the way, you can go check them out. Here is the link, and it will talk all about the KYC stuff on there as well. But it's not mandatory. It does give you the freedom to trade and deposit for your needs. There it is. Link in the description. Link in the chat, by the way. Check it out. Okay. Also available in the US. I think so, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's available in the US. Chris will tell us if it's not, but I'm pretty sure that you are good to go. Like I said, I've had zero problems with it, and the UK is way, way more restrictive than the US is right now. So, like I said, definitely check it out. You said you were thinking about buying coins. What changed your mind? I don't believe this move, in my personal opinion. Again, by the way, yeah, there you go. Yeah, shout out to you, Chris. Thank you so much, man. It would invalidate my thesis that I've held now for the last 12 weeks. My thesis is it's still going to go down. Everything's telling me this market's going to go down. And I think the fact that I got to the point where I was like, okay, maybe I buy some coins. Maybe I'm going to miss this pump. It was like, no. That's the FOMO kicking in. That is the FOMO kicking in that I have vowed to not let it get the best of me. And I think it's really, really important. So I didn't do it. And I feel better for it. And as much as I'm looking at this chart and going, man, if I'd have been in Monad at 10% and Algorand at 13.5, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Whatever. So I'm going to sit tight. Structurally, this is exactly what we've been talking about. I think that's a little bit high, actually. It's exactly what we talked about. If you remember, if you go and look at Sunday's live stream, we said, if they don't go boots in the ground, Trump is here. This is where the market will trade. So until we get a breakout up here, I'm like, whatever. And actually, this could just wick down again tomorrow. I mean, look at that. It's struggling to break the upper range there at 68.5. Until we get up there, whatever. My personal opinion anyway. So you just had a FOMO moment. Yeah. I nearly did buy some coins, but I didn't. What about gold and silver? Is that a name or is that a question? I think maybe just under 60k at some point. Yeah, one day of movement upwards, people think they've already seen it. Exactly. Tomato Pete, they are literally talking like that on X right now. A question. So gold and silver are rallying right now, which tells me again that traders don't believe this. Why would gold and silver be going up if they think war is going to end, right? If they think war is going to end, gold and silver should be coming down because basically you've got depreciation value in terms of Brent crude, which means that things like gold and silver don't need to be bought. People might sell them off and start to take more positions on risk. People should probably start shorting oil, which, could be a trade right now, but gold's pumping still. So is silver. So that tells us, look at silver. It's 7.5% right now. So you can either look at this in one of two ways. One, traders don't believe this. And that's why they're piling into gold. And actually, the bigger question here is that traders probably feel like the risk is increasing. If you were to go by the fact that gold and silver is a risk-off asset, then traders are pricing in that this is going to get worse, in my personal opinion. So, worth thinking about because I think that they are signaling what I think is obvious. In my opinion. There's loads of options, expiry, last day of the month, and all that kind of stuff as well, which is definitely, in my opinion, not a great time to trade these coins because you're trading real volatile times in the market. But yeah, it is interesting to think about. I've limited looking at X and YouTube, total madness. Yeah. And the bigger debate will be when you see what like hedge funds, COMEX, which obviously the silver supplier, and what they do. But traders are telling us they don't believe this move. Traders are telling us they do not believe this Iran and US ceasefire. It's going to get worse for the UK, but yeah, it's going to get way worse for the UK. Way worse. Honestly, way worse. We're already sending out advice. My company's sending out advice on vans and fuel in cars and all the rest of it. Like, look, we'll keep you updated. Like, yeah, it's going to be wild. They may cancel like holidays and all sorts of crazy stuff, which, what's interesting is where you've got the geopolitical stuff going on and everyone's sort of basically sticking two fingers up at Trump. Now, all of a sudden, it's like, we're going to talk about it. Interesting. Have you also considered the fact that the stock market has suddenly had an influx of funds? So why would crypto market pump? Well, yeah. I mean, people are buying the stock market from capital on the side. I mean, what stable coins, cash, whatever you want to, whatever kind of private credit will be diving in like crazy. I bet you've got. Think about what we talked about. Repo debts going up. What does that tell us? It tells us people are like diving in for money from the banks. Like, yeah, I bet people are absolutely over leveraging themselves like lunatics right now. A little up today, waiting on Trump's next tweet. End of the day, taco. Yeah, wisdom. Exactly. The Trump taco, baby. Joseph just over here waiting for boots on the ground. Give me my low buy orders. I was talking about you earlier on, Joe. Actually, I said about you. I can't remember what I said though. Yeah. Later, let me know about Hormuz. We looked at it. We literally looked at it about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, so I can't keep going back and bringing it back up. But anyway, I've got some content coming out. I've got a video coming out about it. Like we said in the earlier part of the stream, great opportunity to buy. It is absolutely, under 500k market cap is a good shout. So, definitely check it out. Strait of Hormuz. It's all about it. All about it. I think it's actually like oh yeah, it is. I was just going to check really quick. Here it is. Look, it is actually the top coin if you search for it. But yeah, look at this. Looking nice, actually. Some nice buys coming as well. So shout out to everybody grabbing the dip here on Strait of Hormuz. Like I said, on today's channel sponsor, on the live stream sponsor, sorry. So yeah, check them out. Link is in the description. Check it out. Look at it. Great. So yeah, bullish actually. Pretty good. Right. Okay. So gold rallying. Man, silver looks crazy as well. Let's just take a quick look at silver here. 7.3%. Watch out for futures pricing in 6.9 gains. So expectations is a little sell-off here when markets open in about an hour and 10 minutes. But yeah. Hormuz market cap 1 million soon. Definitely possible, yeah. It's got the structure to it. How's buying gold versus BTC? Well, you got an interesting ratio now. You can take a look at the BTC versus gold ratio. Look at this. 14.5 ounces of gold to 1 Bitcoin. Pretty interesting here. If you look at it from a technical standpoint, yeah, you could argue that you're probably going to get another bit of a rally here in BTC. Look at this. 21 above the 50. Still below the 200 though. So, do be mindful of that. That could signal a short relief rally back up, retest the 21 before coming back down. Interesting here. Interesting. I'm bullish as a bull. Man, Fairground's getting absolutely wild right now. Shout out to Fairground. Shout out to Fairground. Hello, Tim. I just hear 2-bit. Hopefully, you made fun of me. No, it was good. I can't remember. I think it was. I think we were talking about price of XRP and something else. I can't remember what it was. If gold keeps rallying, maybe next Fed chair will do emergency cut for nice short-term pump in the market for the big dip. I mean, there is a discussion about that. I saw that. I mean, I don't think he does. I think Kevin Walsh is going to be Trump's #1 target when he gets in because he's not going to be able to cut rates. I don't think. He will potentially trigger a recession if he's too hawkish, and we know that history tells us that he has a tendency to be a little bit hawkish as well. So, yeah, worth thinking about. And I think maybe people are kind of hoping that Trump's going to come in and Walsh going to come in and be like, it's fine. Not sure about it. Okay, so let's stick close to what's going on with BTC right now. 68.1. I mean, it's rallying, which is wild if you ask me. Let's see if we've got any further. Let's see if we've got any further developments here going on. I have X here. They still haven't started talking about anything on. They still haven't started discussing anything on the Trump signing stuff off. What's over? Well, the alleged Iran war could be as close as it's ever been to be finished. Absolutely wild. Just did not think I'd be talking about that on tonight's live stream, but yeah, that's kind of where people have got to. That's where people have got to. But again, we're not seeing anything. And it looks like, man, has anyone noticed this recently? X has been a disaster. It's always breaking. Like it's always going wrong for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, and it's going to be hilarious when it gets there and Trump throws a fit. Yeah, I mean, definitely possible, isn't it? Stream Elements, you are off the chain. Mike, what was the upper liquidity grab on the Bitcoin price? 68,732 right now. Unlikely, yeah. Well, look, that's what we're discussing. So obviously they've reported that Trump and the Iranians are discussing the de-escalation and potentially even the end to this war. Me, think it's nonsense. Well, not nonsense. Probably nonsense is a bit unfair. but think it's maybe not true. Maybe not true. Seems BTC more correlated to oil than gold. I mean, potentially. I mean, oil is, I mean, everyone's saying that oil's dumping, like short oil. I mean, 103.97. That's not like super crazy dumping right now. It's not super crazy dumping, so yeah. CBBTC, yeah, you said that, didn't we? So yeah, I mean, 103.97, this is going to be an interesting one. Yeah, we've seen oil on the 30-minute collapse after hours, so maybe it gets a push down. So yeah, 102 is the current price here, look. So oil is definitely dumping down. Strait's not open yet, though. So this may be, like I said, this may be one of those wick it down. Let's take a look at what the futures market's pricing in. Just it'd be interesting to see here. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Futures market. So Asia, last time we saw this, by the way. So last time we saw the expectation here of the Australian markets green and the Indian and the Chinese markets red. The market's pumped. The market's pumped on the open of here. So, you know, look at this. You've got India looking red. You've got Taiwan, South Korea, Australia going green. So last time this happened, markets rallied into the open, which is kind of interesting. Europe is green. Again, I'm probably more hopium than anything else. And then the US has gone green as well. But it will do because stocks are rallying because the assumption is oil. If oil doesn't go down, though, that could be where it gets tasty. All it would take is like, no, a ship's not going through, or no, we've attacked it, whatever. You know, I mean, this could move quicker than I think a lot of people are ready for. De-escalation today. Troops in action by Wednesday. Got to play the play. Well, wisdom. We said that. I think Easter weekend is kind of do or die. Either goes in. This was exactly the playbook prior to him going into Iran. Put loads of troops near, threaten loads of stuff, tell them to come to the table. They didn't. It was like, okay, yeah, we're de-escalating. We're going to calm down. Went in. You know, it was literally that playbook. So this feels like the same sort of playbook. Remember, they even, and I saw this, I don't know if you guys saw this, they even faked going home for like holiday, and they like filmed themselves leaving the Pentagon and all the rest of it, and then they snuck back in and then attacked them. Like how they took out the Ayatollah, it's how they took out some of the real top people of Iran. They're all in the same building. So this screams playbook, doesn't it? If you think about it. But yeah. Do you believe Voldemort over Trump? I wouldn't be surprised if Iran does throw in the towel. The AI they are using against them is so strong. I mean, that's true. That's true. War's over. Thanks for playing. Maybe. I mean, just for clarity, by the way, I want the war to be over. I don't necessarily think war achieves anything. And certainly is not going to do anything for an economic standpoint as well. But yeah, I mean, a lot of you guys are kind of aligned. Easter will be very dangerous. I totally agree. Now, oil wicking back up a little bit. 102.085 after just dumping to around 102.7. So, you know, 103.30. Oil in the aftermarket is starting to creep back up again here. Look at this on the 15-minute. Big wick down here to 102.70, starting to wick back up. Futures market pricing in a potential increase in oil. What would that mean? Means it could be Matty. There's lots of discussion as to whether it is or not. No official announcements. Well, I say no official announcements. We're waiting to see if Trump comes out. There's just some random bald guy talking about something. He's not really doing anything at the minute, but yeah. By the way, don't forget, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. By the way, 110 people in the stream right now, so shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate your time. We appreciate you guys, obviously, just giving us a little bit of your time as well, the most precious asset you guys have got. But yeah, as it stands right now, we don't have any more breaking news other than from day one, the mission was crystal clear. This was the first test chance, wipe out Iran's threat for good. We could have a nuclear weapon. Okay, yes, we got that from Senator Marco Rubio. What else we got? Yemen just escalated the war. They've launched missiles at Israel and now threatened to block the Bab al-Mandeb Strait. That's what it's called. Yeah, that was 9 minutes ago. This is critical because the strait handles more last time it was disrupted, around 10% of the flows were affected. Okay, Yemen is also warning that any country supporting the US or Israel can become a target. Is that literally just breaking now? Yeah, it's getting more and more here. Breaking news. This was literally 20 minutes ago. You guys didn't see this. UAE bans Iranian nationals from entering or transition via Dubai International Airport. Egypt forced Cairo stops to shut and dim the lights. Yeah, I mean, I think the more and more we dive into this, more and more it feels like this isn't over. This isn't over. So yeah, Yemen apparently now escalating in there. Iran's foreign minister just spoke on peace talks with the US. The trust level is at 0. Want to go along with the proof of ID of XRPL? Probably. Yeah, video coming out about that. Bullish. Lots of good stuff going on with XRP. Definitely not the bullish thing. Not another clickbait. That's not clickbait. That's literally what they're saying. There's been announcements from the President of the United States saying that the war ends, or war ends. But we're trying to analyze, if that is even a word. But look at this. Market talk. Bull market is back. So we're just trying to see if there is actually legitimacy here. It feels like there is some discussions, but I don't believe any of them. My personal, very humble opinion. Got to prepare for Cuba invitation by midsummer. Man, can you imagine? Like, I mean, God, if he goes into Cuba, like, I'm just gonna give up. I'm gonna give up. What's going on, Mouse? Good to see you, man. Welcome in. Okay, so President Trump was signing executive orders at 5 p.m. ET, cracking down on mailing voting per daily caller. The orders will require DHS and SSA funding to verify your voter list. Okay, so that's essentially what we're waiting for. He might give something about that, but he might give something in terms of maybe some updates on Iran. Doesn't feel like it. Doesn't feel like it. So, again, we'll see. So, there's nothing breaking right now that is anything worth talking about outside of the fact that, yeah, we've seen some pretty heavy liquidations coming in, some pretty heavy discussions in terms of what is going on, in terms of the markets. But, yeah, it doesn't feel like anything right now. So, keep close to what is happening, in my opinion. All right. What's this? An hour ago, Iran ready to target port of Fujairah in its key oil pipeline if UAE continues to support US and Israeli strikes in order to cause the US. See, this is the thing. It's a bit like you can argue and say, well, maybe there is a de-escalation here. It doesn't feel like it, does it? And it would take one set of missiles to go and attack something and it would all then, just explode again. I feel like this is absolutely a Trump playbook. In my opinion, anyway. In my opinion. Been filling up all the motors and a bit of a panic buying. Mate, honestly, that's the thing. It's people like you that make the actual things run out. It makes it all run out. So, rehab is for queers. Rehab is for queers. So, again, we haven't got an official announcement other than, like I said, there's lots of discussions going on as to whether they could start to close out this. I was trying to search for Iran just to kind of bring some stuff up, but Twitter's gone wild and is like breaking. Oh, here we go. Look, here we go. So this is all the latest on Iran. So Iran's president says Iran is ready to end the war with the US, but wants guarantees. We don't know what the guarantees are yet. That's the only thing we don't know, which we kind of want to do. Let's click latest and see what's going on. The US military won't be able to build for that. Okay, yeah, we don't need that. A rare earth, blah, 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 blah. P. Hexasmith, unannounced Middle East visit of the US strikes Iran. What? War in Iran committee then says Trump follow our live coverage of Iran's Israel war. So we don't have I want to know what the official, this is kind of what we want. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely in a place where I don't believe it fully yet. The other thing they need to look out for, by the way, is this. RMB settlement activity on China's SIPs shows signs of growth. People are paying for this whole thing. What's going on, Vern? They're paying for it in Chinese yuan. It's insane. Think about that. It's no longer the dollar. It's Chinese yuan. So yeah, I mean, there's just lots of debate right now as to that. I think the honest answer, like I said at the minute, Mouse says, don't worry, when I FOMO, generally it's almost the other way. Dear me. Dear me. I mean, you could say that, but the end of it says crypto does this next. So actually, as a crypto live stream, it's kind of less about the 4 dots at the end of it. War ends ... does signal in grammatical English that there is a bigger point to it. And the thumbnail says open, right? What does the thumbnail say? Now open. I mean, you can say that's for clicks. It's up to you. I don't think it is. I think that's based on all of the news stories we've got right now as to what's going on. When you... That's terrible. But yeah, so this is going to be another thing as well. You've got Chinese dominance coming in right now on this as many ships go through. Tomato P, yeah. Oh, man. Right. Man, BTC is trying to rally. Look at this here on the 5 minute. Pretty wild right now. I still feel like I want to short this, but I want to see what happens in oil first, which we're not going to get for at least another hour. So we'll have to kind of see. Futures markets are pricing in an increase on, where is oil? Where is it? Energy. So, I mean, look at this. It's pricing in a downtrend on oil, which, yeah, so yeah, that's right. So downtrending oil, Brent crude 3.8 in aftermarket, it's 103.31. So, yeah, I mean, look, pretty interesting right now. I don't mind Bitcoin going up a tiny profits count. I mean, that's also true as well. The Party Pony, shout out to you, Vern. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. So, I mean, look, yeah. I mean, pre-markets are certainly saying oil is going to continue to come down. I mean, look at the Brent crude price now, 101.845. So, you know, arguably, this is the announcement here. So, again, if you were looking for any sort of legitimization of it, the fact that oil has gone from 107 to 10... Man, I mean, look at that. It went to 102. That's insane. Anyone know what the global market cap for oil is? I mean, I have no idea, but I imagine it's pretty big. I mean, Sean is a strong buy on there. Price of the pumps down, please. I mean, you know that's not going down. It's like 35% fuel duty in the UK. It's absolutely wild. Absolutely wild right now. Right, yeah. Trump's still to talk about something. Hasn't yet. All right, hasn't yet. So we'll keep a close eye on it. We'll keep a close eye on it. Don't forget, by the way, you can also, if you are looking for a little edge in this market, then do head on over to whoop.com. Grab yourself a premium membership. Grab in the 2-Bit Alpha Discord. You're going to get access to our trade bots. You're going to get access to our trade alerts. You get access to our AI trade bot for free. Our trading guides, signals, you name it. You get it. It's $12 a month. It is absolutely insane value if you ask me. If you want to get more, then check out the link. Head over there. It's also in the description as well. Like I said, you get all sorts of cool stuff. Shout out to the new members who joined today as well. We appreciate you guys for sure. So if you are interested, definitely check that out because it is pretty wild. I'll show you the bot. It had a rough day, by the way, today. I'm not even going to lie to you. It was awful. The bot did not do very well today. The bot got wrecked. It is not good in high volatile markets. It absolutely smoked me big time for $36. Now, again, it's not the biggest move in the world, but it's currently got a short open on Chainlink, which is obviously not printing very, very well as well. But I just got wrecked. Down 335 on the trade on Solana. Lost on Ondo. Lost on Ondo. Lost twice on Ondo because it tried to bloody piss in long the market when it was collapsing. The Snarl Sniper didn't work out. Look, you take the rough with this move. Rough with this move. Net, I'm about $15 up over the time. So, yeah, the bot did not do very well. But again, you know, that's why it's a beta. And I spoke to the team and they were like, look, this happens sometimes. Really high volatile markets are difficult for the bot. And what you can do is turn the leverage down and take slightly less riskier bots if you wanted to, like a standard BTC trend or, you know, these kind of things. So it is what it is. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. At the end of the day, it's 36. I did increase obviously my amount, which will obviously then mean that this will be a bit more. But like I said, we'll see. We will see. I'm not stressing it too much. And yeah, that's where it's at right now. So, okay, let's stick with, I mean, BTC right now, I mean, look at that. It's a sharp decline. Whether we get any movement here, let's go to the 15-minute. Let's go to the 15-minute. What are we seeing here? What are we looking at? That's probably what we want to just analyze, while at the same time keep an eye on Brent crude. I'm going to leave that there so I can see what the price of Brent crude is doing. Okay, let's close that. Let's close some of these windows down. We don't need them all open. So, oops. What are we seeing right now? What can we kind of evaluate from this? I mean, you've got kind of the squeeze coming in. I mean, technically, that's kind of opening trend, isn't it? I mean, that's going to sort of play out. Upward sloping trend. Maybe. I'm seeing a trend line drawing a bear flag. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, if we come out to a slightly higher time frame, Slightly higher time frame. I mean, yeah, you could see this consolidation up here. Definitely start to come in here. Look, you know, start to get tight in here. Start to do this. Make the decision market here. Maybe go to the upside. Come to the downside. You know, I know it's kind of a 50-50, but you could even, I guess, you could maybe argue you're starting to get that again. That pattern coming in there. By the way, you get all of these in the Discord as well for free. All our trading guides, trade analysis, how to trade the markets, 28 EMAs, all of that good stuff as well. So yeah. Self-checkout is also, yeah. Yeah, it kind of is, really. It kind of is. What are we seeing on the higher time frames? Now, look at these. They're all my trades, by the way, that I've done on BTC. Oh, it's just, let's just move on. Okay, we don't need to look at that. Let's look at it here. Let's look at it on this one. It's a bit easier to do it, to chart it on there. So, what are we looking at on a higher time frame? Well, look, still on this trend line right now. Still on this trend line. So that's holding up this market structure. So if we don't lose this, you know, BTC can still keep moving right now. Still keep moving. I mean, you could argue that, I mean, that's an interesting, I mean, it's kind of, you know, it's starting to play out pretty interesting here, isn't it? Oops. So, yeah. Wrong arm in the bagging area. Yeah, you're wild. You're wild. Tim says RPM, it's messing up all the time. No one likes self-checkout. Sean, what's going on, Sean? Good to see you, man. Welcome in. Good to see you. Like I said, if you haven't already hit the like button, do so. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel as well, I definitely recommend doing that. If you're enjoying what you see, enjoy the context and the content, then do so. Some people missed the beginning of the show, man. You've missed nearly the entire show. It's 10:10. we've been live an hour and 11 minutes. Don't forget, the clocks are back. 4 p.m. Eastern is where we go live 6 days a week. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. We've been here for the last 4 years, grinding in this market, trying to keep things moving. So hit that like button. It costs you absolutely nothing. And don't forget, we do have a free element of our Discord. If you want to get involved in that, check out the link tree. It's in my bio. Also, don't forget, do check out the description as well for that. I also just updated the bit where it's like how you can be verified within our Discord channel, and people still can't get it. So I am officially saying that they are bots if they can't get it. All right, I'm officially saying it because there's no way on this earth they should not be able to do that bit, in my opinion. So anyway, I'm usually at work this time. Laugh a lot, just got fed up and left early. Shout out to you, Fat Sonic. Shout out to you. Well, look, give us your thoughts, Fat Sonic. I know you're a competent trader as well. So let me know what you're doing. I mean, I see BTC right now sort of coming down. We retest here on the 15-minute. Do we lose this? 21 above the 200. That's bullish. If we break down, 21's going to roll over. It's going to come like this. 200. We then get the bearish divergence. Down we go. RSI, could argue, a little bit oversold. Sorry, a little bit overbought here. Does that tell us the market's going to push down? Potentially. Potentially. These are the things that we need to look at. These are things that we're discussing. I'm still trying to pass bit-funded challenges. I went all in on Pendle, and ironically, it was one of the only shitty performing assets today. I always love looking at the charts with you. Helps me reconsider ideas, some things to keep myself on track. Shout out to you, Hidden Bull. Love it, man. Again, if you're getting value out of this channel, then I'm doing a good job. Do you know what I mean? That's what we're about. And by the way, I don't profess to be any kind of superstar tier guy. I actually was the complete opposite and thought that it was a lot of nonsense for a while. I think use that with macro kind of gets you to a decent place. So yeah, if you start to get, if you're getting some kind of value out of it, then great news. We are waiting for the White House, by the way. I'll give it like 10 minutes. If it's just going to be a load of nonsense, then I'm not watching it because I can't be bothered. Pendle is dumping, could be a decent scalp long entry now. Yeah, we had Pendle in the investment group actually. Don't try and catch up all nice, I imagine. Well, I mean, so many people are going to pile into an oil short. I mean, look at it. Look at oil right now. So many. I reckon this wicks hard to the downside. Traps people coming in. Everyone's going to think it's going to go to zero. People are going to absolutely FOMOing this, short this to death. It'll pump back to the upside, probably back to the 200, I reckon. Maybe even a bit less, to the 21. Pumps back to the 21, liquidates all the late entries into the shorts, and then it'll probably drop down. Just my humble and personal opinion, all right? I might be wrong, but I could see oil doing something like that. Liquidate the late shorts. Just my view. Good. What have we got here watching this? I'm curious as to how many people are watching it. 5,000 people. We still haven't got anything though on Trump. He is not talking just yet. So we'll stick close to it in case we do get that announcement and we need to kind of flick over quick, see what's going on. But as of yet, he has not started talking. So we'll keep close to it. Yes. Yeah, we are. I think we're going to maybe try and get a couple of other guests on it. But yeah, we'll do the TikTok live. I think I'm going to message Daniel tonight. And yeah, Sean, apparently 5 p.m. So anytime now, we're just sort of waiting to see if it comes on. I've got it up on this other screen. But as it stands right now, he is not doing anything. But it says that President Trump signing executive orders. Yeah. Surely says ETH and WPS on deck screener. Man, look at that. Wales, 11.3 million BTC short and Hyperliquid is liquidating a single order. That is wild. $11.3 million liquidation. So, yeah, that is insane. Right, I can close this down now because we have it here. Look. We have it here. So the executive orders, because he may give us a bit of a summary in terms of, you know, where we are with Iran. Maybe. So we will see whether we get anything. All right. Watch for some price action here on oil. Watch for some price action here on BTC. 67.9. So again, look at this. It is go or no go, in my opinion. BTC might be losing the trend. Down to retest the 21. Lose the 21. Down we come. 200. Breakdown. Goblin Town. Maybe. Is Pulse Chain still a thing, by the way? Is that still going? Is it actually still going? Yeah, I'm just going to move that down here so I can see on both screens what's going on. Oh, that looks like a premium Discord. Definitely worthwhile getting into that, in my opinion. Check it out. $12 a month. Unbelievable value. Right, BTC is losing this trend line. Now, it might wick. We're going to close in... Man, 1 minute 43. Yeah, wicking back up. I'm not saying it's going to be specifically driven by time, but wicking back up. So if it doesn't lose this, then yeah, still holding up. Man, that trade would have been close to hitting the TP, wouldn't it? Pretty close. Pretty close. But yeah, we'll see if we'll see what time Trump comes out. I can stick around for about another 15 minutes. If we don't get him, then I'm probably going to be like, see you later. But yeah, I mean, look, this is kind of this is kind of the debate right now. Are we going to get this sell-off on BTC? You know, maybe Trump completely craps on this market. Like, who knows? It might be about to get pretty tasty. It might be about to get pretty tasty as well. We'll see. We'll see. Shout! I want you to let me know. You guys shout pump if you think the market's going to pump. Dump if you think it's going to dump. Put it in the chat. DG's in the house. DG, you still on for tomorrow night? Yeah, another live stream. And then FYI, by the way, FYI, my missus and kids are all away then from Thursday, so we can probably do it. In fact, behave. We could probably do a couple of extended streams Thursday, Friday. I'll probably stream Saturday this week. In fairness, I probably actually will stream Saturday, so because I'll have nothing else to do. Maybe we do like a super long stream on Saturday. I could go live at like, man, I don't even know. I could go live at like 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or something like that, and just live stream for like maybe do like a 6-hour live stream. Should we do that? And I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to talk about. Maybe we could do a 3-hour live stream on Saturday. Why not, eh? More chop, Fat Sonic? Yeah, I think so. Hittable says, I'm sure I'll be on trading. There we go. Right. So BTC did just wick below the trend line, but is, you know, trying to hold on here. So, but yeah, let me know. Put in the chat. Pump when Trump speaks or dump. I want to know what you guys think. Hell yeah, Saturday party for the choppers. You know it, Zach. It will dump anytime within the next 24 hours, in my opinion. Wall Street, Zorro. Love it. I work a lot of Easter, Tim. That's the problem. I get Easter Sunday off. That's it. So my missus is like, why am I going to be here for 4 or 5 days while you're not here? So she's going to her mum and dad's house with the kids. So I'm obviously devastated. I'm sad. You know, but at least I've got you guys. So we can do like a power stream on Saturday, which will be fun. We can do like, yeah, like maybe a 3 or 4 hour stream on Saturday. Just hang out. As long as there's enough people watching, then we can keep growing. I think eventually there's a capitulation. Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, look, this is going to be interesting. So 14 minutes here on the next candle. If we get the close to the downside, Then look for the retest here on the 21, 67.8, lose 67.8. We start to wick down here. And then we sort of see where we get to. Certainly lower trend. Again, once you lose this pattern here, look at this. Once you lose this, then, you know, this is where you're going to get the next retest there, the 200. So 21 starts to wick curl back down. You know, maybe early hours of the morning. Then we could see that you know, that capitulation. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm seeing a bump in my mining profits when I see that. It sometimes can mean that a pump is coming. I'm being careful in the shop. Yeah, I mean, I would be as well. I mean, we talked about this, that right now, you either trade the volatility or you don't. If you are an expert in trading, you know what you're doing, trade the volatility. Like I said, no better place to do it right now than weeks.com. Check out the link in the description. You get 50% rebates. Also, Bitunix down there as well, albeit I would wait if you are interested in Bitunix because we're going to get another exclusive offer for the 2-Bit Crypto community. Remember, we're giving you better rates than anyone else on YouTube right now. And look for Tangam if you want to get a hardware crypto wallet. That link will be in for tomorrow night's live stream. 30% discount, baby, using my link as well. So check out that. It's going to be amazing. Right. Trump still hasn't said anything, okay? He's still not talking. So we're still waiting for a Trump discussion. Just FYI, it's meant to be executive orders, which I think it'll be maybe the Save Act. I mean, wild if he came out and just signed the Clarity Act into law. That would be pretty crazy, wouldn't it? But right now, BTC has broke the trend line. BTC has broke the trend line. So we're looking for a potential retest there on the 15-minute, on the 21-day moving average. So yeah, maybe this stalls out a little bit. Maybe this stalls out, you know. What have you got? What do you got printed here? Look at this. Look at this. Well, it's probably not from there, actually, is it? It's probably sort of like that, really. If you take that trend line out, starting to get tight here. Again, lose it. Downside push coming in. So, critical moment right now. Critical moment. Shout out to you, Vern. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Toby says, are you bullish? No. Haven't been for months. Haven't been for months. Doesn't mean we can't get this volatility. If we break, I said right at the very start of the stream, just to give you a bit of a recap, I talked about this on Sunday and said, if we don't get boots on the ground, Bitcoin's going to trade in this gap here. If we do get boots, I expect it to trade here. And so far, it's done exactly what we expected it to do. So until we break this up a trend line, and until we break down above the 21, I am bearish. I'm bearish. And so is the market, by the way. I mean, you could argue and say, a 1.73% move completely changes everyone's view on this, but I think that's still a downward sloping trend line. It's still very much pointing to a bearish direction here until we get any sort of confirmational breakout. Then I'm still bearish on this market. Still bearish. 1.7% move does not do anything for me in terms of, you know, winning. That's all I would say. Okay. So, we still don't have Trump speaking, which is kind of wild, but hey, it is what it is. Neither, Toby. Neither. I mean, you can say, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with sitting on the fence right now. This market's crazy right now. You know, this market dumped today. Everyone thought it was going to Goblin Town, reversed. You know, altcoins doing 12%. That's insane. I beg to differ. I'm bullish, baby. Mario says, can't wait for discounting prices. I mean, how much more discount do you want to get? I mean, man, look at some of these coins. They're all, like, hugely down. Depending on what you... Depending on what you're thinking about getting involved in, like, you can get some right discounts. Solana from its all-time highs down about, what, 50%? 80%? Yeah, 71% Solana's down. I mean, God, how much more discount do you want to get? Now, I do believe there'll be some more discounts, but that's just my personal opinion. Right, still... Oh, hold on a minute. No, still no talking from Trumperino. But yeah, what has been the best performing coin of today? Man, look at that Zcash. Holy crap, did 11%. Man, Midnight's moving it well. Do you see that? Midnight's kind of making some things happen right now. Ondo up 4%. Jupe up 3%. Nice. That's some couple of moves here. ETH, I mean, look at ETH rallying about 2.8%. Take a look at Trump coin. I mean, is it even worth it right now? I mean, it's up 2.5%. I mean, it's $3, which is an absolute disgrace when you think about it. An absolute disgrace. I'm just going to keep my headphone on just a little bit so I can hear if Trump starts speaking. What was the worst performance? Let's have a look. Yeah, man. I mean, look, that is proper Goblin Town, isn't it? Trump coin, Goblin Town. Shame, though. Made loads of money on that Trump coin. That was a brilliant trade. Right, worst coin for the last 24 hours is Siren. Hey, whoa, no surprise. Look at that. That is proper Goblin Town. Chili's Fairground, man. Second worst coin in the Athena layer 1. Say BitTensor. See, I said this about BitTensor. Like you may get a chance to buy into this. Hyperliquid, bullish. Down they come. I mean, Hyperliquid's one I've been looking at. You guys know that. 36.48. 36.48. You know, starting to roll over a little bit. Starting to roll over here on Hyperliquid. Again, look at that. We talked about that. First buy, broke down. Could be here, 34.85. Look at this. 21 still above the 200 though. So it tells us that this could roll over and still push down a little bit more. Tells us that we might get a little bit more of a discount here on Hyperliquid. Again, if it drops down here, 32, I'll be tempted to buy into this one. Definitely, irrespective of market macro conditions. Hyperliquid, I like, one of my picks for this year. Likewise, Morpho threw a little bit of a discount out there as well if you're interested in checking that out. That looks like it's going to be pretty epic. 151. Look at this. 21 about to break below the 200. Watch for another push down. Probably down to about here. 130. Could be good. Could be good. I've seen short and say just even at the bottom it keeps going low. Yeah, no, it's crazy, isn't it? I bought one single Trump coin just in case they airdrop their supply, but no. Fair play. No, you gotta play the market. Gotta play the market right now. So yeah, BTC is rolling over a little bit here. So, you know, it's not all swings and roundabouts. I don't even know if that's actually an official statement, but it's going to do what we said. Look, coming down, retesting the 21, break below the 21, down we come. Down we come. So yeah, Trump's still, man, I can't sit here till like the end of the earth. We've got about another 8 minutes. So unless he comes out speaking in 8 minutes, then I am going to be out of here, I'm afraid. But let's see. Let's see what goes on. Maybe he comes out. Maybe he's like, yo, sign in some of this. I mean, it's definitely getting more. Like 10,500 people right now watching this. I think it's just getting, yeah, I mean, I think so. The only thing that'll be worthwhile probably watching is the questions that'll be put to him. How close do you think a peace deal with Iran is? How close to ending the war do you think you are? Where are all these boats of oil that you said you were going to get that you haven't? You know, all that kind of stuff. But yeah. Equally could come out and do nothing. I mean, I don't know. I think it's a tell if they don't come out on time. Just my opinion. Probably a lot of answers. Yeah, he's not going to come out and tell us what's going on. He's not going to be like, yo, we've agreed a deal with Iran. 20 boats. It's 20 boats of oil. It's all on its way to Cuba. Hold one Trump and one Melania coin. Fair play to you. I think he's intentionally being vague. It really no. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Well, he's not going to say like, oh yeah, we've agreed a deal. It's going to be for $20 billion of barrels of oil. Like, yeah, all we can do is try and stay focused, understand what's going on, and like I said, utilize our best opportunities. That might be staking your coins, making your coins work for you. I haven't checked Era for a while, actually. Again, a lot of you guys know that that is what I've been doing, making coins work while I wait for markets to return. So, you know, Solana I'm staking, Aerodrome we're staking. You know, we're locking in what we can, which is the right thing to do, I think. Again, you're just going to find the place where you can make your coins work for you. I don't know what the yield is right now. 4.8. I mean, look at that. What we got in there? 27 bucks in there doing nothing. Right. Birthright citizenship has to do with the babies of slaves, not Chinese billionaires who are 56 years old who become American citizens. No, okay. Trump's just completely like gone the absolute opposite way and is now posting random things about Chinese kids. Okay. That seems like a sensible thing. Good. To Melania is better, Curtis. I mean, fair play to you. Fair play to you. But if he says straight up America, I win $100. Yeah, that would be epic. I mean, that would be an absolute power flex, wouldn't it? It just comes out. Today I'm announcing that we have changed the Strait of Hormuz to the Strait of America. We're absolutely crazy bullish. Okay. Okay. It would be wild. Anyway, like I said, if you guys are interested, not financial advice, by the way, as a miner, just keeping you guys posted on this. So I got my next payment out. So you can see here, I got another 1528. Shout out to that. Bullish, bullish, bullish. So yeah, 62. Probably wait till it gets to 100 and get it out. We're now at 200 back out. So we're there. 20% of my initial investment already out of the platform. Again, 67 days is what we're looking for. But yeah, good news. If you are interested, by the way, again, this is not a solicitation for you guys to go and buy it. Just if you are interested, use the referral link because, like I said, the idea will be once I have my initial out, we'll start doing some stuff with this for the community and hopefully we can keep it going for as long as we can. And, you know, we can then start to do some cool stuff here on the channel as well, again, which would be great. So, man, Trump's still not speaking. Right, BTC pushing price up. Important, the retest of the trend. Here we go then. Let's see what happens. This could be very, very telling indeed as to what might be coming next. Bounce off the 21. Absolutely on the money. Look at that. Exactly as we said here. We talk about this every day. We also post it in the premium Discord. If you want to check that out, 12 bucks a month. Absolutely amazing value. I would argue the best value on YouTube right now. Trading guides, full-on technical analysis, updates on the market, the best trading community out there. Free AI access to our trading bot, $2,000 worth. It is wild, but check it out. So, and if you are, by the way, a member of this, if you could leave a review, that would be amazing, by the way. Please leave a good review, all right? Just, you know, personal experience, all that kind of good stuff. But, you know, we talk about what this looks like. We talk about these moves. We talk about where it could come. Look at that bounce off the 21. Absolutely on the money here. So, back up of the trend. Could get rejected. Come down for a second retest on the 21. Pretty interesting, right? Pretty interesting. Do you think Trump is a little bit insane? I don't think he's insane. I just think he's got very specific views of the world of which will not be changed. It's probably where I would say. I think that would be a very politically sound way to put it, in my opinion. In my opinion, man, look at this. Justin, Michael Saylor's strategy is now estimated to have bought 2,174 BTC today via the STRC, 4.8x the daily supply mined of Bitcoin. Wow. ETH looks like it's bottomed. I mean, ish. I still think ETH goes a little bit lower. It's still within the range right now. So lower range, as we've discussed here on the channel, I don't know if I've still got this on my chart, is 1856. So, you know, we need to potentially even get below that if we were to really say ETH has bottomed out. But he's kind of crazy. That's what makes him kind of formidable to the world. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and he's very patriotic as well. Many people don't think that, but I believe he's incredibly patriotic, and that's kind of why he does what he does. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Trump just don't care now. His last one says he's just laughing on the way to the bank. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that the market's collapsing. Then the Trump family's made $1 billion from crypto, but yeah, look, that's the game. That's the game. You don't have to play it. You know, all we can worry about, as I say often enough on this channel, let's just worry about our little piece of the puzzle and hopefully we can make it. That's what we want to do. That's why you need to surround yourself with good people. Make sure you're dialed into what's going on. Be here. We talk about these markets every single day. Hit the subscribe button. Do watch the content, by the way. The content's way more macro than I think a lot of people give it credit for. So it does talk about some of the specifics that you need to walk through. Particularly, we did a video talking about the Clarity Act earlier on. That's important. You know, it looks like an April view, May signing in. Maybe, you know, that could be good news. That could be good news. So, yeah, we'll have to see. We will have to see. All right. Well, it doesn't look like Trump's coming out anytime soon. And I have been live now for an hour and 31 minutes. So shout out to everybody who tuned in to the live stream. I appreciate you guys. We will, however, unless he's going to come on in the next minute, probably call this, given the fact that we've got some stuff to do. Trump, like most old school, he just sees things black and white, not rainbow colors. And to be honest, it's much. Yeah, I mean, that's true as well. That's true. I mean, yeah, well, they need to do it. They need to get the Clarity Act. Yeah, we're in the best place to... Oh, Mal, shout out to you, my man. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, I think they do. Sailor must be the biggest holder of BTC. He is definitely getting there. Definitely getting there. So, yeah, we'll see. All right, everybody. Well, it looks like we're not going to get to see this. I will obviously break this down in a summary video once we do get the announcement from him. We will wait and see what happens. 13,500 people, 13,500 people. He's been 35 minutes and he hasn't come out yet. I mean, it's like, come on, stop tweeting about Iranians and Chinese people, all right? Just get it sorted. But anyway, we'll be back tomorrow night to talk all what's going on in this market. Watch out. My personal opinion, you can take it or leave it. I would expect another pretty volatile day. Remember, when Australia looks like it's going to be bullish, you generally see Shenzhen, Chinese markets sell off a little bit. So expect some pretty big volatility. All of that, as always, will be posted in our Discord. If you're not already in there, do check it out. But until tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UK, don't miss it. We have a double stream tomorrow night as well, which will be super exciting. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow. So take care. See you soon. Right.